It's over, ladies and gentlemen. You are either in the playoffs or you are not. You are either making it to the last round or you are done. If you just look at some simple math, the majority of leagues are either going to be 10 or 12 team leagues. So I'd imagine that we only have, about 80% of y'all left with us? If only 2 out of 10 of all of y'all are making it to the championship week. I know we are saying the same thing over and over again. I don't know why. Let's talk about what happened today, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope that you had a phenomenal day. But let's go ahead and let's pull up our first game. This one was an ugly one, ladies and gentlemen, where I was hoping that we were going to have Josh Jacobs. We were saying worst case scenario, pivot over to Zamir White. I thought Jacobs was going to play. That was what the report said early in the week. He did not. Did it matter? No. You have Aiden O'Connell, 62 passing yards, literally 0 passing volume in this game. Obviously, one of the weirdest games of the week. We've had a lot of weird games this week. I mean, we had a very weird game today. But nonetheless, Davante Adams really craps the bed. If you needed him, I'm sorry, you probably lost. Zamir White comes out, turns into a 3-down back, has no involvement as a receiver. You're most likely going to see Josh Jacobs as that guy next week. So really, it doesn't matter. Maybe we can say start Jacobs. Don't start anybody else here if you made it to made it to your championship. But hell, if you made it to your championship, probably don't have Davante Adams on the team anyway. Now, going over to the Chiefs. Oh, dear God. Hopefully I got us a Chiefs screenshot. Did I not? There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at the Kansas City Chiefs here. Patrick Mahomes goes out and he essentially turns into Justin Fields. The man just running around, leads the team in rushing with 53 rushing yards. Obviously, everybody's clowning on Patrick Mahomes, saying how bad he looks, blah, blah, blah. Now, guys, come on. It's one bad game from Mahomes. This team's still like 9-5. Yes, the Chiefs may not be in the AFC Championship this year as they've been every single year for God knows how long. They're the Chiefs. Okay, let's all take a chill pill. Looking at Rashee Rice, he has 12 targets. Yeah, if you have 12 Patrick Mahomes targets, you're going to be very exciting going forward. Now, from a dynasty perspective, I am currently ranking Rashee Rice as a high-end wide receiver 2. I may end up having to update our dynasty rankings over on flogfantasy.com relatively soon because the man is absolutely crushing it. And Kelsey, yes, I believe from a dynasty perspective, we updated our rankings last week and put him at like tight end 7, tight end 8. So the days of Kelsey absolutely dominating are over. You'd have a little bit of Clyde Edwards-Helaire involvement. Really hard to take too much away from this game. I mean, we can say this about a lot of these games here. Now let's go over to the Eagles offense where Jalen Hurts starts it off with a rushing touchdown. Hurts going to get you that rushing production regardless, 34 rushing yards and the rushing touchdown as well. You have enough production to go around for A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. You love to see it. You had 301 passing yards from Jalen Hurts in this game. DeAndre Swift dominates. So yeah, exactly what you'd ever want happens here in Philly. Doesn't matter who you started. They all got there, which was very exciting. Going over to the Giants, you are looking at an offense that is dysfunctional. We see Saquon Barkley going back to being a 3-down bell cow, which is interesting because last week Saquon Barkley was not used in that way, but looks like this week they decided to give him that workload. He overcame a tough matchup. He was able to get you 3 receptions off of 6 targets for measly 4 receiving yards, but more importantly, gets you the rushing touchdown, gets you 80 rushing yards as well. The efficiency isn't there, but it's not his fault. Tyrod Taylor and Tommy DeVito were his quarterbacks here. Can't blame the guy. Now, the game that just ended, see if we can find some screenshots. Ooh, we are going to have to change one of those. But starting off on Baltimore, you have Lamar leading the team in rushing. Edwards does get there with a rushing touchdown. I'm going to reiterate, this is a split backfield. Do not start anybody in Baltimore, especially in a tough matchup. Zay Flowers dominates with no Mark Andrews here. You have 13 targets, the receiving touchdown, 9 receptions, and 72 receiving yards as well. So if you started Flowers, super excited from a dynasty perspective. Zay Flowers is someone that we're going to be very excited about in 24 and beyond. Now, let me go ahead and see if we can get this screenshot pulled up for y'all with the Niners. I assumed we got a Niners one, but of course, you never want to assume anything. I very often make mistakes here. With the Niners, look like they should have Trey Lance out. Obviously, I'm not going to say that they need Lance out there, but I mean, dear God, this was ugly, ugly, ladies and gentlemen. Brock Purdy, 0 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Brock Purdy coming into the night was historic from an adjusted yards per pass attempt perspective. So if you were accounting for what we had with Brock Purdy's touchdowns, his interceptions, his passing yards per attempt, Brock Purdy was putting up one of the most efficient quarterback seasons of all time. Obviously, it's a great situation. Nobody's going to deny that. But the facts are the facts. I mean, the man was unbelievable. Yeah, he turns into a pumpkin here. He looks like Mr. Irrelevant. Crazy to see this. Sam Darnold, of course, doesn't look any better. He's freaking Sam Darnold. Crazy that they couldn't have Trey Lance here as the backup. But going over to the receiving options, Deebo Samuel actually has 12 targets. CMC has 10 targets. Neither of them come away with the receiving yardage. You actually have that from both Kittle and Ayuk. So in a game where the Niners are horrendous, as long as you didn't start Brock Purdy, you were fine, right? I mean, you have over 300 passing yards. CMC has 100 rushing yards and the rushing touchdown. We do get knocked out of the Rottweiler, which is very disappointing over there on Underdog based off this CMC game, but it is what it is. I mean, CMC is obviously a very good player. I should not be upset that CMC has a good game and knocks us out. But just very interesting to see the absolute collapse. And I think this goes to show that the NFL really is any given Sunday, of course. I mean, we can sit here and we can say, oh, okay, the Ravens are the Super Bowl favorites. Lamar is the MVP. The Ravens are so much of a better football team than the Niners. We can sit here and go, oh, the Niners are overrated. Oh, it's any given Sunday, right? Phenomenal win from the Ravens. Very bad performance from the quarterbacks in San Fran. But I don't know. I mean, especially a Christmas game. We saw the Chiefs go out there and crap the bed as well. I don't want to overreact. I mean, obviously it's not good if you are a Niners fan, but it's football. This is kind of what comes with it. But I think that should be it for the recaps, and go through and see if we have any questions that we need to get to. But again, thank you so much for hanging out with us, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it was a phenomenal season. Now we get to the championship. I'm not going to be making a waiver wire video this week. I don't even know what videos I will make. I don't even know if I'll make a video, to be honest. I think we may just be uploading Dynasty videos from here on out. So yeah, if you play Dynasty, if you're subscribed to Dynasty Football Flock, excited to get that stuff going. But I don't know, championship week, it's like you kind of know what you got with your team. You know, like, do you really need me to go out there and make rankings? A lot's going to be up in the air with injuries. So instead of me making any videos this week, I may just live stream on like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I may just dive in to Dynasty. I mean, I'm super excited to talk Dynasty through this offseason. So, of course, if you wanted to follow us there, just look up Dynasty Football Flock on YouTube. We'll be uploading on that YouTube channel all offseason. Not going to be uploading here at all, but we'll probably do a live Q&A here later in the week, just in case y'all have any questions for your championships. But Garrett says, what defense are we rolling with? Full PBR, thanks, G. If we're looking for a defensive streamer for this week, I mean, obviously the Raiders are on absolute fire at this point. But let's go ahead and let's see who's playing the Pats. Let's see who's playing the Giants. See who's playing the Chargers. So the Broncos going up against the Chargers. Obviously, that is a fine matchup. You have the Raiders going up against the Colts. You have the Jags going up against the Panthers. The Falcons-Bears play each other. So yeah, really the offenses we want to be attacking are the Chargers offense, the Panthers offense, the Giants offense. So that would be the Rams, Jags, and Broncos. Okay. Let's move this over. Michael coming out says, Merry Xmas to my guy, Mace. Thanks for the hard work, my guy. Headed to the championship round on this Christmas Day with a 145-132 victory. Good luck to you and everyone heading into championship week. Merry Xmas. Thank you so much. Congrats, my friend. I hope that you had a phenomenal day. And I am very happy that you're able to make it into your championship matchup. Randy says, Commissioner said the playoffs a week early. Tonight was the championship. There is no way. Lost 116 to 116.04 to an Ayuk 7-yard reception. Absolutely tragic. Hoping for a stat correction. I'm sorry, my friend. I don't know if it gets worse than that. We did have someone in the live stream a few weeks back, I believe, not make the playoffs and then end up getting in because of a stat correction. I'm hoping that breaks in your way. I personally have never had a stat correction do anything for me in fantasy. But Big Rat says, I'm in 6 leagues and made it to the championship in 3 of them. Thanks to you in the flock. That is phenomenal. I'm happy for you, my friend. I will say I did not make it to the championship round in 50% of my leagues. I'll be the first person to admit that. I wish I did, but that's incredible. Mike says, hey, Mason, Merry Christmas. Strongly considering benching Kelsey for Dalton Schultz with him getting a lot of targets. What do you think? I understand where you're coming from. Kelsey's clearly not the guy that he has been over the past 3 or 4 years. I know a lot of people are going, oh, Taylor Swift, off-field drop. I don't know. The man's 34, about to be 35. That's why we weren't drafting him round 1. So I understand why you're not super comfortable starting Kelsey and why do you want to pivot to Schultz. I would go Kelsey. I would just stick with the guy, but that's just me. Ethan says, just won a league and advanced to the finals in another by 7 yards. The other semi matchup also had a 7-yard spread. Shout out Lamar. Shout out Lamar, my friend. Congrats. Hope that you had a great day. Mike says, Merry Christmas, bro. Started watching your content this year and your help has propelled me to the championship in both of my leagues. Playing for $1,200. You have a new lifelong subscriber. Thank you so much, my man. Merry Christmas. Really happy to hear that you are having a success and wishing you the best of luck for next week. Now, Mega Les Paul says, my man got to the finals even though I benched Amari for Waddle. Thank you, Brees. First off, thank you for being a longtime member of the flock. Second off, I would have started Waddle over Amari. I don't think you need to feel bad about it. And hell yes, let's go Brees. Now, Evers says, we're in the finals. This one goes for Dell. Herbert, Andrews, Kirk, Mitchell. Incredible. Incredible. Overcoming injury after injury after injury to finally get there. I'm wishing you the best of luck, my friend. Gibmore says, finals in 4 out of leagues. Let's go. Let's go. And that is crazy. Gibmore also, the one league he did not make it to the playoffs in. He had the most points scored in that league, which is incredible. Now, I see Drew says, Mason, any Underdog Fantasy Finals? Yes, so I made it to the Chow Chow Final, and I made it to the Mastiff Final. The one that would have been really exciting would have been the Rottweiler Final. That one was $75,000 for first, and the final was only 6 people. What I needed to get into that final was a long shot, but we needed CMC to essentially, I believe, score less than like 11, 12 points. So it would have to been an outlier game from Christian McCaffrey. I knew that we were unlikely to get there going into tonight, but I don't know. If we could have snuck that in, that would have been very exciting. And I believe we are still going to the Chow Chow Finals. We're for sure in the Mastiff ones, but I'll double check the Chow Chow. I believe we're in the Mastiff and the Chow Chow. Matt says, how do your best ball teams look? We got 3 left. Yeah, I'm sitting. Let me double check. I believe I'm sitting with those 2 left. The Mastiff is $1,000 buy-in on Underdog. The Rottweiler would have been the really exciting one. The Rottweiler was a 6-person final. $75,000 for first, $7,500 for sixth. And then obviously scaling up. But yeah, we lost the spot in the Rottweiler officially. We're still in there with the Chow Chow. We're still in there with the Mastiff. Best Ball Mania, the team I was excited about, didn't do much. But It is what it is. Now it's time to take down the Mastiff. It's time to take down the Chow Chow. Odds are much lower than would have been if we got that Rottweiler team in, though. But Omar says, would have won my matchup if CMC punched it at the 1 in that last drive. Absolute pain. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. Jack says, Mason, been a while since I tuned in. Hope this fantasy season has treated you well. Any idea of how many best ball finals lineups you will have? We're sitting with 2. I was hoping 3. We're sitting with 2 for the finals, but it is what it is. Last year, I think we had 4 or 5. So definitely not the repeat of last year. Last year, we had like 15,000 of buy-ins and won 150,000, but doing well this year. Nothing like last year, but we kind of knew that would be the case. Now, Bryson says, my running backs are CMC White. Do we start Eckler versus Denver or Pittman versus the Raiders next week? Full BBR format. I'm going to go Pittman versus the Raiders. Maybe we could have been a little bit better this week if Pittman would have played, but it is what it is. Assuming he'll be good to go next week. Robert says, went 18-4 in the first round, having an epic season, been streaming quarterback all year. Didn't know if that would work out, but it did. The added depth helped as well. This will be something that's going to be interesting to go into next year and like look back and try to figure out our strategy. So I know a lot of people are going to say, drafting a stud quarterback like Burrow, Herbert, it didn't work out, blah, blah. A lot of these guys got injured, right? It was one of the weirdest seasons that we had, particularly at the quarterback position, based off all the injuries that you saw. So, I don't know. Obviously, streaming quarterbacks was a fine strategy this year, considering that most people turned out to having to stream quarterbacks anyway. But Tanner says, made it to the championship. Not going to lie. You told me HN over Henry, but I'm team Flock all the way. Which one are we starting the chip, my friend? Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you had a good Christmas as well. The HN usage is very concerning. You had 3 running backs involved this week. That's not something we can really see. I think we're going to have to look at the practice reports with HN this next week, but it is what it is. Steelpin says, and I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for you, HN versus Henry right now. I'm very sorry. I mean, obviously, based on what we had this week, you'd probably say Derrick Henry. But Steelpin says, Merry Christmas. I won 112-109, and I'm in the finals. Let's freaking go, my friend. Happy to see you're still rocking with us. Now, Jay Soisey says, Mason, my guy, I made it to the bowl. 8-team single flex PPR. Allen, GT, All, Eckler, Connor, Zeke, HN, Hill, St. Brown, Chase, McBride, Ingram. How are we feeling? What's the lineup? Great team. I mean, obviously, we made it to the bowl, so we're in a good spot. We're going to go JT All at running back. We're going to be going with Tyreek St. Brown at receiver. Maybe Zeke or Chase at the flex. And then I'm probably still going to go McBride over Ingram, but Evan Ingram just phenomenal this past week. Robert says, your weekly rankings I used all season to help me set my lineups. Thanks for helping me set the right lineups. So thank you so much, my man. And let me know in the live chat, would y'all want me to do rankings this week as well? I may just wait until the end of the week and do flex rankings. I just don't know. I feel like most people in the championship kind of already like know what you're doing this week, right? At least that's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Let me know in the live chat if you want me to make rankings videos this week. Now, Garrett says, Bears, Texans, Rams, full PPR format. I think we're going to be going with probably the Rams DST going up against the Giants, my friend. Jamie says, so it's the championship round, right? We have a team in the Chihuahua still. Yes, congrats if you have any teams left on Underdog. If you have a team left on Underdog, that is phenomenal. This is the championship round, and this is the round where there is some serious money up for grabs. So congrats, my friend. I'm happy for you, and I'm rooting for you here. I do not have any teams in the Chihuahua, so I'm rooting for you. Now, Daniel says, went from last place last year to in the finals this year from watching all your videos. Adams had 0.9 points, but Justin Tucker clutched it up. Let's go, my man. Merry Christmas. And there's nothing like a Justin Tucker clutch performance coming in. The absolute best. Hook 'em horns. You know I love my guy. Now, Swift Smith says, going to the championship. Respect you, my brother. Looking for a backup tight end with Hawkinson questionable. Any suggestions? Thanks for everything you do. No, thank you, my friend. Let's go ahead And let's pull up any ideas that we may have. I believe Juwan Johnson just had himself a day in New Orleans back last Thursday, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, Juwan came away with about 50 receiving yards and the receiving touchdown. Trying to think of people that are actually going to be available in your leagues. Who else would be available in your league? Am I blanking on another streamable tight end here? Is Juwan Johnson really like the only streamable tight end I can think of? Please let me know in the live chat. Is there a streamable tight end not named Juwan Johnson this week? And as we wait, Benjamin says, watch all season long, made it to the championship. We have Bijan Gibbs, JT at running back, Olave, Adams, DJ Moore at receiver. Any recommendations for next week? We're going to go Olave, DJ Moore, and then we're going to play all three running backs, bench Devontae Adams. I mean, I'm not looking at the matchups just yet, but I can say that we definitely want to play all three running backs. I'm assuming we want to bench Adams. Okay. So we got Kraft. Henry's probably already rostered. Everett. Oh, Everett's a pretty good call here. Most people are going to go Kraft. Okay, so it looks like people are good for just flex rankings. Okay. That's what we may do, especially if there's a lot of uncertainty around injuries. We're probably just going to go flex rankings. Now, Evan says, don't worry, brother. I can't wait to take down the Chihuahua for the flock. DJ Chark all the way. I had DJ Chark almost get us through. One of the small like puppy tournaments teams that we had. All those like $5 tournaments, we did not advance to the championship round. We had a few in this round, but not any making it past. But congrats, my friend. I am rooting for you, and please keep me updated. But Jeremy says, love the content this year. Thanks. Fields to Lamar next week. Good luck to all. Thank you so much, my friend. I was going Fields over Lamar this week based off their matchups. Lamar crushed the Niners. Clearly, there's nothing to be concerned about. I think we're going to go Lamar against the Dolphins. Should be one of the highest totals of the week, if not the highest. But AJR says, made it to the 10 milli final on DraftKings. Good luck to the teams that you have left. Oh, God dang. Y'all are crushing it out here. Congrats, my man. I am brand loyal, so I did not enter any of the DK tournaments this year. Of course, we are on Underdog exclusively. But wishing you the best of luck. Wishing you luck here, my friend. The only people I'm not wishing luck is if you were in the Chow Chow final, I wish you bad luck. And if you're in the Mastiff final, I wish you bad luck. Those are the ones I need to take down. If you're in another final, the luck is all yours. Now, GL says, pick 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, Stroud, Lamar, Flacco. I'm going to go Stroud, Lamar. Connor, Jacobs, Gus, Mixon. We're going to go Mixon and Jacobs. And then I'm going to go Nico over Adams, assuming Stroud's good to go. Mega Lesal says, my guy, do the rankings this week, you the best, or just flex so you can get a break. The thing is, I'm legitimately excited to get back and start doing Dynasty videos. Today is day 242 in a row of just talking redraft fantasy football. I mean, y'all know I love fantasy football. It's what I die for. I would never be able to do something for 242 days in a row that I don't enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I am way more excited now that we are at the end of December, the beginning of January, to transition and talk a little bit about Dynasty, be a breath of fresh air for me, than regular redraft. So, be honest with you, I probably am going to cut a lot of the videos for this week and really stick to Dynasty. But Jakeem says, made the finals. I'm a little lost starting Kyler, Hall, JT. We have Wilson, Nico, Ridley, DK. On the bench, Cook, H. I'm so confused, my friend. I'm so confused. Okay, let's go through and let's answer the questions that I can understand here. The first one, the Jets or Bucks defense. The Jets dominated this past week. They're going up against the Browns on Thursday night. Let me see what the spread is of this game. You have Flacco looking great. I am a little bit concerned that Flacco may come back down to earth, but clearly the guy's absolutely crushing it right now. Joe Flacco looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So the spread of this game for Thursday, I'm assuming the Browns, here's my guess. Not looking. The Browns, 4.5 favorites. Oh, those are week 16 odds. Never mind. Let's pull up week 17. I'm going Browns 4.5 favorites. What is it? Browns 7-point favorites. It's in Cleveland. Okay, that makes sense. What are the Bucks sitting at? Bucks 3-point favorites over the Saints. Probably go with the Bucks defense in that case. If we are looking at Kyler versus, we don't have any other quarterbacks. Likely versus Kincaid. What was the volume that we had from Likely today? You did have 35 pass attempts from Lamar. I think honestly, go Likely over Kincaid at this point. So both Hall and JT. Wide receiver, probably going to go Nico and Wilson. And then for the flex, I may still roll with James Cook. Rob Bottom says first time playing to G plus first time playing on Underdog, I believe. Made it to the finals denomination 2, and I missed the Poodles finals by 0.5 point. Sorry for the bad beat there, but crush the Dalmatian for us. Crush the Dalmatian for us, my friend. Thank you for drafting with us this offseason, though. Now, Jack says, Merry Christmas, Mason. With your help, I made over 500 on Underdog, and the championship in both my ESPN leagues. Flock forever. Hell yes. God, thank you so much for coming out and sharing the good news with us. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Desmond made the final at 6 seed. Thanks, Flock. Let's go. We have a ton of people in basketball finals in this live stream. That's incredible. I'm really, really happy to hear that. But I think that should be it for the live stream. Content schedule for this week. Most likely go video on the Dynasty channel tomorrow morning. Video on the Dynasty channel on Tuesday. I may do a live stream on the Dynasty channel on Tuesday. I'll do a live stream on this channel on Wednesday to answer questions just in case anybody has any for the Thursday night matchup. And probably like a Saturday live stream. What time are the games? Right, primarily the majority of the content we put out from here on out is going to be on that Dynasty channel. I think we're really going to scale back what we're uploading here starting today. Next week, we have only one Saturday game. Only one Saturday game next week. And no Monday night game either. Ooh. Interesting. Actually, that makes sense. You have college football. But yeah, so we'll be uploading on the Dynasty channel from here on out. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. I really, really do appreciate y'all. And if you wanted to check us out on the Dynasty channel, they just search Dynasty Football Flock on YouTube. You'll be able to find it there. But thank you again. I really hope y'all had a great Christmas. Happy holidays. We're able to spend time with friends and family. And thank you for spending it with me as well, which I'd consider myself friends and family. But that's just me. Thank you again. Appreciate you. And congrats on making it to the championship if you did.